Okay, here we are with our Microsoft Office 365 tutorial. And in this video, we're going to be talking all about Microsoft Office 365 and its companions. Now, I want to tell you this video is very long because there are so many companions of Microsoft Office. So, we have Microsoft Office 365 2019 on Windows 10 Enterprise here. And we have all the companion apps already. So let's get started with the basics of Microsoft Office. So, Microsoft Office is pre-installed on your computer. Only Office is pre-installed on your computer. And on Office, you get all of your companions once you actually install it. And Office is already in your tile zone on the right side of the taskbar. And I just made Office real huge so I can see it and do some stuff with it. So you need to install and purchase Office before you could get all of its companion apps. For example, if you start out with Office, but if you search for Microsoft Word, then you wouldn't see Word on there. Because if I search for Word, it would appear right away. But if you didn't have Office and if you didn't have it installed properly, you wouldn't have seen Word on your computer because, well, the companion apps are not installed. So you'll need to install Office. So, to install Office, you'll need to go to Microsoft website. So I'll show you here how to download Microsoft Office, although I'm not going to download a second copy. So you go to Microsoft.com. And guess what? You don't actually have to do the straight Microsoft.com. You can go to Office.com, which takes you straight to the link on Microsoft.com's page. So here is Office.com, online Office. So if you don't want to use Outlook with the real companion app, the real desktop app that I have here, and you don't want to pay, you can do Office Online. It has some features, but it still is good for people who don't want to pay for the real Office. So if we go into PowerPoint here, yeah, sometimes it goes crazy with the accounts. It does look a little bit different, and it's a cut down version, but it still has most of the pure Microsoft PowerPoint or Word, Excel, Outlook features. So, now that you know about Online Office, we're going to talk about the real desktop apps. So, let's start with Microsoft Word. Well, to launch Microsoft Word, you can either click on its icon in the taskbar from the Start menu, or you can click on the Office symbol, Launch Office, and then you can click on the Word button, and that just launches Word up, so you can see Word is starting now. This just launches Word up. You don't have to go in Word. I mean, you don't have to go in Office and click the Word button. You can just click the Word button from directly from the taskbar in the Start menu, and that's a nice and easy way to do it. So here is where you can go inside Documents. We first need to talk about the home screen, and this is the home screen, the default screen for when you first go on to Word or any other companion app that you have. So on the top you'll see all of the basic templates, and there are blank documents and some tutorials up there like Welcome to Word and Choose Your First Table, and these are just some templates. You can look at even more templates over here on this long list, and you can sort by filter over there and suggested searches, and you can also search online for templates, which is a really good feature. So if you want to search for business, you can search for that, and these are all the thousands of templates that are online right now for the category business. So let's go back out to home, and you'll see all your recent documents down here, and the name of the file over here. And below the name of the file, we'll see where the file was saved. For example, I saved Microsoft Office 365 Suite Guide.odt. I'll explain that later. So it's saved on pCloud Drive, homeschooling, computer stuff, and guides. But this one is .docx, which is the default Microsoft Office format, and the rest are docx. So if you want to create a blank document, you just click on the blank document. But if you don't, you can just click on the other template. Now, if you click on this, it'll give you a tutorial of your thing. So if we create it, then this allows you to make your own tutorial, which is actually really cool. But you'll have to change a lot of stuff to your likes, because stuff is just the default word. And yeah, so that's the tutorial templates. And you have, once you create a blank document, now we're going to talk about the user interface itself. So up here is the ribbon, and your ribbon might look a little bit different than this ribbon because you probably have an older version of Office, not Office 365. And older versions of Office tend to have different designs of the ribbon. So this is the dark mode of Word. You can choose light mode too. You can just click here. That's the save button up there. So you can go to settings here somewhere, whatever settings is. So there's a setting in settings that shows you how you can change to light or dark mode, and it's much better with the dark mode, but you can do light mode if you want. So up here we have ribbon tabs, which look a bit different than they used to. Because Microsoft decided to update them because the old ribbon was getting old, of course, and they wanted to do some updating. So here is the new style of the ribbon in Office 365. So as you can see, there's a million of little tiny icons on the ribbon, and you can zoom in if you want, but this just zooms in the document. That's not what we want. You'll have, there's a little zoom bar over here where you can expand the ribbon, but I don't see it, which is oddly strange. But you can zoom this in the ribbon if you want. So over here on the far left, you'll see all the text options. So for example, if we do, you can copy this, and later you can now click the copy button way in the upper left corner, like that. And that copy button, let me just zoom in there. You can see that copy button in the upper left corner. And that copy button is very, very useful. So don't deceive it for being so small. So we're going to click the copy button. And then we're going to go down a line, and then we're going to click the paste button. And you can see it pastes the same thing. Now you don't have to use those buttons. You can use the control buttons. So let's see. And we're going to copy. And to do that, you can do Shift plus Home to copy the whole thing from the first line to the last line. And now what you can do is you can press Control plus C. And then you can go to wherever you want to paste it and do Control plus V. And you'll paste it like the same thing it did when you were using the buttons, which is really it's really a nice shortcut. And then you can do it again, and there. And you don't have to use the same controls to select the to just copy it. If we do, you can just do Shift Home and then delete if you want to delete the whole thing from start to finish. And this only works if you have one line. So let's just type. And then if you select Home, it does that line. But see here, if we do a new line, it selects only that line. It doesn't select from the beginning. It only selects that line. If you want to select from the beginning or the whole document, you can do Control plus A. And you can see it selects the whole thing. And then you can do what you want over here, cut, copy, do all this stuff. And that's how you work with copying, pasting, and the shortcut commands. Now, the next part's a bit more complicated. You can see here is all the font options, and it says down here. So let's do some, if you wanted to change the font, by the way, the default font is Calibri. If you want to change the font, you can just do Control Shift F. And that will show you the font options. But that dialog box, you don't have to always use that dialog box. You can use the drop-down menu over here, which I find very useful. So if you want to use Algerian, for example, you can click it and immediately you'll find the font search different. Yeah, so that font is very weird, but there are different fonts in these menus that are very different, and sometimes they can be quite overwhelming. And some have a download icon next to them, which means you haven't downloaded them onto your computer yet, but that's fine, they're free. You can just click the download button and it'll download right away, and it'll give you the font, and good. And you can see here that the cursor is moving smooth. So let's do this. You can see the cursor kind of glides and smooths around. This feature is really, 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 really good because it gives the cursor a nice smooth feel. And in LibreOffice, you don't have that feature at all, which is really bothering, and that's one reason I don't like LibreOffice. So, Office gives you this feature on all of their things, except for Excel. I think it doesn't have that, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean that cursor is moving so smoothly that it's extremely nice. So over here on the next part, you have all these advanced options, like, for example, you can increase and decrease font size without having to go to the drop-down menu and selecting all those. So here we have superscript and subscript. Subscript, see here, makes the font really, 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 really tiny, which I don't use very much, but sometimes I might use that on occasion. Superscript, it types very small letters, but then it increases the text. So let's go to a new line. So if we delete that, let's see what happens. So the pole, or the over there that I typed is really, really, really small. But then I type the again, and it's big. That's a nice feature. So like if you're trying to type the car, it gives it a nice highlight feature for the object that you're talking about, so people know that that object is really important. So, oh my god, why are there so many Word windows open? I cannot believe it. Alright, I've had enough of these Word windows. I'm going to task view and I'm going to get rid of these. Hello? I cannot click the wall, whatever. I'll deal with that later. Alright, so we're going to talk about now the more complicated stuff. So the file listing over here, you can choose how your text is styled. Like the bullets and numbering, multi-level list, and you can align your text in different ways. So if you want your text to be aligned in the middle, you can just click the middle button and your text will move out. And you can see that when your text is aligned in the middle, the cursor won't move smoothly because I have superscript on right now, which I'll immediately turn off. So let's go to the middle again. And now you'll see that the smooth cursor will be this function does not work when the smooth cursor function does not work when it is in text align center mode, which is really quite silly because I really like that smooth cursor feature, and it should be available at all times. So yeah, well, here we have all the spacing options, 1.5 spacing. That's really far out, so I won't use that, but you can. So let's put it back to the default. even that. But you can adjust it to your likes. It doesn't have to be exactly what it could be, point stuff and all of that stuff. Over here we have all the styling options, like heading 2. That makes it blue and it aligns it to the heading function, and that's good if you try to type a heading and you want a nice style for that. Title makes it really big, and it creates it big, and it's a big black font. And so subtitle is like a small sub font that makes it small. Subtitle like that. And now we're going to have italic, so emphasis, I think, subtitle emphasis. This type subtitle. The next option is just emphasis. It's not a subtitle, but it's just italic emphasis. And the next one is intense emphasis, right? Yeah, intense emphasis. Intense emphasis. It makes it blue and it colors it up so you can see that, hey, this is emphasis. And this is bold and strong. Bold and strong. And over here we have quote. This is like when somebody is talking and you want it to be nice and clear. And you can see that the smooth cursor option doesn't work when it's in styling mode, which is really chunky. It's really bad. But yeah, I guess I can live with it. Quote, yeah, I just did that. Intense quote with lines is really intense. Yeah, and then the last one is subtitle reference. Subtitle reference. It makes a text big and then small. Big and then small. So that's all the styles for that document. So we can turn that off and go back there. All right, now we're going to talk about the next view. This is all like insert the table, do all this stuff, all this stuff. You can insert images from the internet too, if you can believe it. Online pictures, you can load all these pictures. You can search for pictures here, for example, like Boeing 787. And you can see all the photos of Boeing 787s out there. Then you can insert the photo onto your thing. And yeah, that's that. You can style it up and we'll make it small for now because we don't want to see it. Over here with text wrapping, you can change how it wraps up in the text. But I like it just to stay more nice, so it doesn't double the text up. All right, and I think that's all about the basic features of Word. All these other tabs are like really like the same as each other, and it's like the comments tab you probably won't use much, and it's, yeah. So we're now going to talk about, please don't save this. Now we're going to talk about the next companion. Close all these windows, I can't believe it. Okay, how about I just manually close Office? Close these. Oh my god, what is wrong? Alright, it's not responding. Time for the 3-fingered salute. Task Manager, and you can see here that it's in action, so I'm going to quit Microsoft Word. And quit again. Goodbye to you. And excuse that was a bit of a technical problem, but that happens all the time with Windows. So don't excuse that. Actually, yeah, do excuse that. Alright, so now we're going to talk about Outlook. And we have an account set up already on Outlook, which we should have waited because you're probably going to want to need guides on how to set up your account, but oh well. We're going to start with this is Outlook 365 once again, and you might have Outlook 2016, you might have 2013, and you might have 2012, although I really don't like 2012, and so I hope you don't have it. But 365 has this newfangled design of the ribbon, as I told you in Microsoft Word. So, you can have here the home page, which tells you shows you all the options that you can do with the message. You can delete, archive, reply, all, forward, meeting, more, all this teammate mail, all this junk, and you can delete this, you can archive this, and archiving a letter seems like a strange word, but let's see if we archive this and see what happens. It just goes into the archive folder. It doesn't delete it, but it clears it out of your inbox, which is a really nice feature, so you can get mail out of your hair. And you don't want mail that you've responded to and paid attention to just sitting around in your inbox when you already have paid attention to it. I mean, you can just archive it and it will be out of there. I've already read this. There, and that's a nice little feature, so you can archive all your mail and get it out of the way. And I mean your archive folder gets full, but that's fine. And it also frees up space on your disk, which is actually really good, because if you're a person who gets a lot of mail all day, then your disk is going to get full. And if you don't decide to clear out your mail when you've already read most of it, then your disk is going to get really full. So that's what the archive button is for. Now, if you want to completely delete all of your messages from the inbox, for example, if we wanted to delete stuff I don't need, like this WordPress thing, I can just delete that. And it goes out of it's not in the archive, it's not in the drafts, it's not in any of the folders, but it is in the trash bin. And the trash bin is the secret folder here, where all of your trash stuff goes, but it's still there. You need to click the recycle bin on the second time inside the trash folder in order to permanently delete it. So I can just delete this. This will be permanent. You'll get an error. You'll get a confirmation box, and if you really want to, click yes, but if you don't, click no. And the deleted messages, yes. I thought deleted messages was the same thing as trash. Well, I guess it isn't. Deleted messages is the permanently, completely, bleakly deleted. But what's the point? If you go in trash and you click delete the item, and it's permanently deleted, and it's still in your mail folders, what's the point of the deleted messages box? I don't know, but anyway, yeah, the spam folders. Spam folder is really useful if you get spam and you want to put it in there. Outlook automatically detects spam mail and automatically sends it to the spam folder over there, and that is a really good feature. So this tell me what to do button. You can type in it to just find a feature, but I don't use it all because I don't think it's very useful. So if you don't know how to archive a thing, well, you probably, the archive button is right there, so you should know how to archive a folder. But if you don't, well, you could just type in archive and it'll archive the latest thing, and it'll just archive that. So you could bring stuff back if you want. But I think that's all for Outlook too. Outlook isn't too crazy, but here's the Mail app, and the Mail app is similar to Outlook. I haven't set it up yet, but it's very similar to Outlook. Although it's the cut down version of Outlook. PowerPoint is a very complicated, and we're going to show you an example presentation that I've already finished. For example, like this. Okay, so this camera's good. Okay, so right now you can see the home slide, which is what we call the first slide of the presentation. So up here we have our ribbon as usual, but we have some different controls. On the left is the same thing that we talked about in Word, the cut, copy, format, painter, and stuff, and all that stuff. But on the right you have new slide, and you can choose what theme of slide you want in here if you want to create a new slide. So if you want to create a new slide, you just click that button, and it'll create a new slide automatically. And then you can continue editing the slide a bit, and that would be good. Now, you probably want to know about the slideshow option, so I'll just jump right to that. So, from the beginning, you could present from the beginning, and it automatically goes into the, whoa, why are there two windows open? Okay, so here's the presentation, and that's the slideshow. Although I cannot operate the usual window controls, but that's weird. But you can do a slideshow, and if you have recorded a video like I have there, when you turn on the slideshow, it will just automatically play that recording along with the slideshow, so you don't have to record a different slide. You don't have to record a different recording every time. And that's a really useful feature. It saves you a lot of time and recording and clicking the recording button. But anyway, we have record slideshow, rehearse timings, hide slide, and all this advanced features that Online Office presenter doesn't have. So, record slideshow allows you to record your slideshow and make a new recording, even though you already have a recording, which I won't use because since you already have a recording, you don't need to record a new recording. And I'm using so many words, I'm using so many recording words. And rehearse timings allows you to rehearse the time that it takes for you to present your presentation, so you can see how long it takes. If you have a very little time slot, this can be very useful, because if you have a very little time slot, then you need to keep track of how long it would take to do your thing. So that's good. Save. So the custom slideshow allows you to make a custom slideshow of your own. And here are the custom shows that you can make new. You can do all this. Okay, so yeah, we're not going to mess around with that right now. But that's pretty much the basics of PowerPoint. And PowerPoint every companion has an online version, and every one of those companions is cut out. So be aware that this tutorial will not be fully effective if you have the Online Office version, because you'll probably be like, what? I don't have that feature. If you're on like Online Office and I'm telling you all about like this rehearse timings, all this animation stuff, I don't think Online Office has all these features, which is why I'm using the real Office right now, because those features are good. And guess what? There's the worst thing about Online Office. There's absolutely no smooth cursor. And let me show you real quick. I'm not sure if it'll work, but I'll try. Let's see. Office.com. And you can just do Online Office. You see, this is Online Office. Yep, that's really cut down. You see, the ribbon looks so different, and you can see there's no smooth cursor. It's actually really stiff, actually stiffer than usual. And you can actually do the more advanced ribbon, but I don't see a button for it, which is weird. But yeah, anyway. We can now go back out to the regular Word. I don't want to be messing around with that. So we only have one more application to show you. It's Excel. And Excel is really complicated, so I'll just tell you the basics because I don't know all of it. So, just do product sales. And this is the Rustler product sales page that I did. It's not very big. I just needed to do a little bit of paging here with Excel. And you have your cells here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's billions and billions of cells that Excel creates for you when you create a blank workbook. And there are not just cells. These are actually called rows. I mean columns. Cells is just the basic word to call them, but columns is the proper word. And over here we have rows. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on and so on. And it goes all the way up to like 1,000. So many columns. Rows. Sometimes I get mixed up with rows and columns, but most of the time I don't. So here is the formula bar. You can type in all this stuff, and you don't have to type in the cell bar. You can just go up here and click on it and do a test, and it will just show up in the cell bar, and that will be that. And it just when you click enter, and it will just save it there, and that's really good. And you can also, you don't have to just type the plain text in there. You can just do formulas in there, and you can do all this stuff and these buttons. Formula mode. Yeah, this is all the formula mode stuff and complicated stuff like that. So here you can this is like a finance mode. I have it on here. And like you have all these symbols and buttons, and accounting mode, accent 5. That makes it blue. Accent 6, green, and currency. Green is a good color because money is the green. I mean, the default color understood for money is green, and that's usually what you would want. So. And I think that's all. That's just the basics on Excel. And that concludes our video. Now, as I told you, you may not have the same version of Microsoft Office. You may have Office 2016 or other stuff like that. But here in this tutorial, I showed you Office 365 Home, and there are different editions of Office 365. But I have Home, which is the medium version. Enterprise is not sold for customers, only for companies, and almost no one needs stuff most advanced as Enterprise, but some people might. Alright, that's the end of our video.